Okay, so the stream should be live. I'm going to try to pull up chat on my phone. I think there was a way to view it in OBS chat, but honestly, it would be easier to just view it on my phone. The sound quality may be different for several reasons, which I'll share in a bit, including me being sick for like a week and not being in a room that has a door that I can close. So, yeah. I need to do a Discord announcement. And yeah, I'm trying to pull up this video. I'm like struggling right now because I'm not seeing on YouTube what I see on. It says upcoming instead of like as if it started, which is very weird. I don't know if that's like my phone doing a thing or if that's. Let me see what it looks like on my PC then. On my PC, I guess it's like live. Let me see if I like wave my hand in front of it if I can see that. Not yet. There might be a delay. Possibly a big delay. Nico, go back from shopping just in time. Right? Is there. How bad is the delay? I'm trying to wave my hand in front of the camera. I don't know if you see that. You should. Did you see it? I'm doing it again. And then, like, I'm like also right near my router. Maybe I should plug in the router. Maybe that would be the smart thing to do. Okay, I see myself waving, so that's an improvement. An improvement. I used to have like a small Ethernet cable, I think, and I don't know where that is. And then I have like this big Ethernet cable over here, and it's not great. Can you hear me well? So I was saying earlier that my sound quality is probably gonna be not as good as usual because I'm sick, but also I'm in a room without my sound panels and also without a door. So it's probably gonna be echo or just sound loss. I don't know. And also, my computer is like humming in the background, and I'm pretty sure that's because I was like testing earlier, like doing videos, and I'm pretty sure that's like very easy to hear the humming of the computer. But you know, it is what it is. I know Sushi was hoping to be here as well. I don't know if they remembered, if they're available. Yo, what's going on, Jacob? So yeah, I guess Saru can hear. Everybody should be able to hear. I guess this is as good as it gets, because I can't figure out my Ethernet thing. It's very... I thought I prepped for this, and now I feel underprepared. I literally, like, prepped for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I sat and read, waiting for, like, the time to hit 3 o'clock. And I should have considered things, like my thumbnail wasn't ready. I forgot that I usually prepare a thumbnail. I haven't done this in so long. And I forgot that I used to do Ethernet connections, so it is what it is. Alright guys, so I got 2 boxes. I'm like, maybe if I don't pull up chat, maybe if I bounce between chat and this and stuff. Because I think I need to see it, the Logitech screen, that way I can see better what's going on. So yeah, I got this box, I got 2 of these boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro Pack 2. I think they have a lot of the old school cards. Maybe Exodia pieces, Dark Magician, Gaia, he's on the cover, so he must be in here. Originally I saw that they had like a re-release of Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon packs. And I wanted to get those because those were the ones that I opened up as a kid. But I also saw that there was like a lot of fakes of those. I don't know if there's a lot of fakes of these. as well, but I got this from GameStop. I think it looks pretty legit. The K and the O in Konami looks spaced out enough, which I think is one of the things that we should be looking for. I don't know. But yeah, I got these. So I wanted to relive my childhood experience of like opening up retro packs and like getting a piece of Exodia, which I was going to have next to me to show you guys that I have the left arm of Exodia. I forgot to have that next to me, and I don't want to go run to my bedroom and come back. But yeah, I have one Exodia piece that I got during childhood when my mom bought me a Kaiba tin. And I was hoping to get more, see what we get today. I also, I try to pull up chat on my phone. And like, I don't see chat on my phone, which is insane. I don't know if it's my phone that's the problem or something else. But yeah. Damn, bro is back. I am back. Been a long time. Those are fakes. Big time fake. These are fakes? These are fakes? These? How can you tell? Well, either way, if these are fakes, it's life. We're gonna open them. It was like $20 each box, which has 4 packs. So you're looking at like $5 a pack. We're going to get started. And then I'm going to show you guys some Digimon cards. Then I'm going to go through some Waifu cards that I mostly bought like a year ago. And I bought 2 recently. But yeah, I haven't like did videos or streams in a long time. So there's like a few things that I can show. And I want to do another Yuri tier maker soon. But like lazy to get whatchamacallit. The pictures that I need for editing. Yugi lacking like 6 more hair antennas? Definitely just got scammed. I mean, that's life. If I got scammed and it's just $20 and we're gonna have an experience, that's fine. The first one is Book of the Moon. I don't remember this from like growing up. And I also rewatched just like Duelist Kingdom and like some of the Dungeon Dice Monsters and other miniseries recently. Don't remember seeing this, but that's a retro card supposedly. Dark Spirit of the Silent. It's pretty cool looking. It kind of looks like the thing from the Beasts from over the garden fence. Is that what it was called, Saru? That over the garden wall? Over the garden wall. Yeah, Saru made me watch that yesterday. I watched all 10 episodes. Pretty good. Spirit Message L. This looks familiar. Don't remember playing it as a kid or anything, but it looks familiar. Emergency Provisions. This reminds me of how like my friends literally buy stuff like this and sometimes eat it unironically just because they somehow enjoy the flavor. I would not, but some people do. Lava Golem. It's a little bit shiny. I don't feel like I remember a lot of these cards so far. So much for retro. Or maybe my memory's just bad. Card of Safe Return. Okay, the art looks familiar. The name doesn't sound familiar, but the art looks familiar. That's just me. Me hearing that these are fake. That's me right there, dude. Damn. Feels bad, man. Where would you guys get real cards then? Because if I can't even trust like a legit business like GameStop, who would I trust? I hear if you go to some like local stores, and it's stores that like they sell packs, they'll open the box. They'll open like a real box, right? And then they'll put fake packs in it. So it's like you can't trust like anybody. Like shit. Insect Imitation. Again, don't remember this. I had some eggs for lunch. That's what it reminds me of. Eggs on French toast. Gemini Elf. Kinda looks familiar. I feel like this is something that would fit well in Mai's deck. It kind of reminds me of her Harpy Ladies. Lightning Blade. Reminds me of how Joey has that Flame Swordsman guy. And I think there's like a magic card that's like the Flame Sword that powers him up. But we don't got that one. We got Lightning Blade. So that's our first pack. Good show? It was a good show. I think if I ever rewatch it though, I don't know if I would rewatch it in full. I think that I would be picky and like select my favorite episodes. which number I told you number 2 was one of my favorites from Over the Garden Wall. Number 4 was one of my favorites. I don't know which other ones made me laugh, but there definitely was a few other episodes that made me laugh a lot. Alright, this is my second pack. Asura Priest. I'm like turning in my chair, so that might be affecting the visuals, because it's probably turning my arm as well. This I do remember. This I did have in a deck growing up, specifically because I tried to have a lot of 4-star cards in my decks when I was growing up, because they're easy to summon. And, you know, ones like this have a decent attack, 1700. So that was like part of my strategy as a kid. Get 4 stars with like a decent attack power, so I can survive until I summon my bigger monsters like Blue Eyes or Dark Magician or whoever. So this was something that I used. So that's nostalgic. Creature swap, I swear to God, I don't recall. It kind of looks like the character from Batum, which Saru and I have read and or watched. I don't remember if Saru read it or watched it or both. And it kind of looks like he's dodging one of the little bombs, but I don't know what the hell that thing is supposed to be. Got Dark Room of Nightmare. Oh dear, it's the inside of the Pharaoh's mind when that one guy who has a Millennium item and the turban or whatever tries to investigate him at the end of the Pegasus Duelist Kingdom arc. I forgot his name, and I just like watched the dang series. Spirit Message N. I had a feeling that there were going to be more like this with different letters, so that was kind of like in my memory. I gotta admit, even if these are fake, they look pretty decent. I know one thing people complain about is with the monster cards, which this isn't one, but the stars look kind of different. I've seen people rip these, like the art off of the card easily, but I don't know. It's not unsatisfying. Even if they are fake, it's still a satisfying experience to open them, gotta say. Gamma, the Magnet Warrior. Obviously remember this one. There was also Beta and Alpha. And these were also cards that I used a lot in my decks as a kid. Skull Invitation, I remember. He borderline looks like he could be a demon general in Miles' army and Double Part Timer. My dad would have probably liked this card because he liked skull stuff. Appropriate, I don't remember. This looks like the Highwayman from Over the Garden Wall. I feel like singing the song, but I will not. I was singing it before stream, but I don't think I can sing it on stream, man. I can't do it. Premature Burial. This I also had in a deck. I would use it. I don't remember how to use it. I would have to reread it, which I'm not going to do right now. That's like a whole paragraph. But this was a good card from my vague memory. And Torrential Tribute was also a card that I believe I had in a deck. So now with this second pack, we're getting more of the cards that I actually recall and that I'm actually happy to see again. I was going to say earlier, but I guess it doesn't matter when I say it. I could say it now. When I was a kid, I had like every deck, dude. I had the Yugi deck, I had the Kaiba deck, Joey, Pegasus, you know, all in English. And I don't know what the hell happened to some of those cards. LNN, huh? Open and Death Note cards now? Oh, dang. I wonder what they're supposed to do, those cards. Nico gonna become Highwayman? I think I already am one. Bro was looking like Zenyatta from Overwatch. I haven't played that in so long that I don't even remember who that character is. Damn. But yeah, I was saying that I had all the decks as a kid, and I don't know what happened. I don't have a lot of my cards anymore. I do have some of them. I still have my original Blue Eyes. I have the left arm of Exodia. I think I have Red Eyes. I was looking at some of the cards recently. I might have my Dark Magician. I don't think I have all of Yugi's cards. I don't know if like one of my family members like came and like took something or anything when I wasn't home, because sometimes my mom would let people in the house before I got home from school. So I don't know if that happened. I know I had like some really fake Chinese cards as a kid, and I gave those away. But I should have had all my English cards. I don't know what happened to them. So basically what I'm trying to say is, as I open these cards, I'm kind of regaining some of what I lost that I don't know how I lost. So yeah, I'm happy to regain stuff. Opticlops. I do feel like I remember this card, but I feel like I don't remember that pose. But I do feel like I had this in a deck and used it. What the hell is this? Like a football? I'm getting ready to football tackle someone pose? Gravekeeper's Spy, I definitely don't remember. I don't remember having a lot of cards that looked like this human, other than like Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. They look kind of human. But I feel like a lot of the cards I had as a kid definitely were more monster-esque. Reckless Greed seems new to me. I don't remember that. I wonder how retro these retro cards are. Like, are some of these secretly GX cards or something? Or maybe they're just Battle City and I only remember, like, Duelist Kingdom. I don't know. A Legendary Ocean. This reminds me of Black Clover. The season where they fight the tiger-looking guy. I knew his name recently because I recently watched it and I forgot his name, but that was a really good fight scene. Because it took everybody to take him down. If you haven't watched Black Clover, you should try to. I know people hate Asta's yelling, but it's worth it. Limiter removal. Don't remember this. It looks like Time Wizard without Time Wizard. Mask of Restrict. Damn, dude. Don't remember that either. Parasite. Parasite. God damn, that's a mouthful. Melkid the Four-Face Beast looks kind of familiar, but I don't think I had it in a deck growing up. And Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. Without the mask, putting that aside, he low-key looks like the monk from Scissor 7. I think that was like the end of Season 3 where he pops up. If you haven't watched Scissor 7, it's like 5 seasons, 10 episodes per season, like 10 to 15 minutes per episode. Easy to binge. Extremely funny series. It has some romance, a lot of action. But yeah, it's on Netflix. And then me and Sushi always talk about it. That's like one of our favorite series. And I keep trying to recommend it to people. And sometimes people like get into my recommendations quickly. And sometimes they kind of just put it on their wait list. And it's a damn shame if Scissor 7 is on a wait list and not being watched. So let me tell you. Got Yata Garasu. Let me check chat real quick. Let me keep bouncing between screens. Limiter removal. That means you don't have to follow the speed limit. Dang, dude. XYZ Pro Driver. He would know. Bazoo the Soul Eater. This I definitely had as a kid. I don't think I have anymore, but now I have it again. And that's usable. 4-star, 1600 attack. Pretty decent. Book of Tayo. I vaguely remember. I remember the art at least. So far we haven't gotten anything that's like a card that Yugi used or that I think Kaiba or Joey would use. I don't know, man. But at least I'm seeing some familiar stuff. Barrel Behind the Door. Don't remember. Revival Jam. I don't even know what to say about this. I feel like I wish I had a funny comment to make, but nah, just moving on. Premature Burial again. Gravity Bind, which I definitely had in a deck. Level 4 and higher monsters cannot attack. That's pretty cool. Call of the Haunted. This is literally the scene from Soul Eater episode 3 and 4 where they fight Sid. And Gemini Elf again. Alright, so all of that was my first box. That was all 4 packs. Boom, boom, boom. Open and empty. And now we gotta move on to the second one, which apparently I didn't even remove the plastic from. So you guys get to see it with the original plastic. I noticed that the plastic didn't have breathing holes, which they do say that the, real ones have breathing holes. So you guys are probably right on the money that it might be fake. Which still surprises me in a way, though, because you guys were able to tell with very minimal clues. Like, just seeing the cover, you guys were like, fake. I feel like it's usually better to see, like, the back when trying to figure that out, because it has more logos and stuff. But yeah, you guys were like, shit. You dove right in. I'm not an expert at this yet by any means. I watched a few videos, but only relating to like the Blue Eyes, Legend of Blue Eyes boxes and packs. So I don't know if the same rules apply to like identifying fakes for this type of box, the retro packs. And to be honest, I had no interest because I reached the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna take my risks. And if it's cheap, why not? Just for the experience. Because if I try too hard to find something that's real, it's just gonna be hella expensive probably. And it's gonna be time consuming as well. And also, there's not a lot of places where I live to buy this stuff. A lot of the hobby shops are just like gone, I'm noticing. Ruined everything. I don't know if it's fake. Just joining in with XYZ. Oh, damn. No Baby Dragon or Time Wizard? None of that. I thought I would get at least a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like a Celtic Guardian or a Gaia or Fiendish Imp, but none of those either, right? Are you doing Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and Waifu Cards because you couldn't find One Piece? I mean, I haven't been collecting the One Piece ones, man. I feel like there's some One Piece cards with like art that I like, and a lot of them, the other ones are just like, eh. But also this, like, I've been rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I also bought some of the old games. I bought the early days collection. So that's another reason why I did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing. And I played Digimon Time Stranger recently, and I'm kind of just getting into Digimon again. I'm like re-exploring my childhood is why I'm opening a lot of these. One Piece I don't really consider like my childhood. I consider that more like the start of college. Like I definitely was into One Piece like middle school and high school, but I really got into it in college. And right now I'm doing kind of like a childhood vibe. It was fake. I was just joining in with Saru. Oh god, these guys. Well, you know what? There's a possibility, right? There's always a possibility. But who knows? Alright, guys. Let's see. I'm getting like a big pile of garbage on the side. You guys can't see it yet, but I feel like it's so close to the camera that you should have been able to see it, but you can't. And if, oh yeah, I didn't get to mention, but if you're wondering why the background is so scuffed, that's literally a computer with a black shirt over it, because I didn't want you guys to see reflection. And that's just the wall. And I wish you guys could have seen like all wall. This is the best spot in the house in terms of like natural lighting and also just having space. I've done these streams and videos before in my bedroom. My bedroom is kind of cramped. So yeah, different environment today for sure. But yeah, we got that again. Emergency provisions again. This is like the same order too. Jesus Christ. Asura Priests. Okay, I got that again. This does not inspire me to buy more of the boxes because I'm just getting a lot more of the same shit. Creature swap again. This I think we're getting for the first time today, and it seems pretty powerful. Hino Kagutsuchi. Looks like it has 8 stars. I can't tell if that's 8 or 9. It looks like 8, so I think it would require 2 sacrifices. 2800 attack. Call of the Haunted again. Torrential Tribute again. This is getting sad, guys. I'm losing my excitement. Tornado Wall may or may not be the first time we got this today. I think it's the first time. And the guy from Scissor 7 again. You know, I chose this spot for the natural lighting, and at some points in the day we've had natural lighting, but it's kind of like on and off. And I don't know why. It's not a terribly cloudy day. It's somewhat cloudy, but I guess that's just how winter is. Dark Room of Nightmare again. Spirit Message N again. I swear to God I'm never buying these boxes again. Shit. Opticlops again. Gravekeeper Spy again. Jesus Christ, this is depressing. Dark Ruler Hades. Does this happen to you, I guess both of you, right? I know XYZ collects One Piece cards. I feel like Saru might collect One Piece cards. Does this happen with One Piece cards where you get a lot of doubles? Dark Ruler Hades seems pretty decent. 6 stars, so 1 sacrifice, 2450 attack. You know what though? These 2 strong cards that I got, neither of them rings any bells. So they're like kind of cool, but still not as exciting as I was hoping. This is familiar, I think. Mad Sword Beast, I'm pretty sure I vaguely remember. Gravity Bind again! Thousand Eyes Idol. This is Pegasus's card. So that's pretty cool. At least I finally got one card that I can identify which character used it. Shit. And Goblin Attack Force. Yay, Goblin Slayer. Hentai. I'm surprised. I remember this card, but I don't remember its attack being so high. 4 star, 2300. That's pretty sick. Alright, let me pause the card opening. We have 2 Yu-Gi-Oh packs left. Let me read chat. No waifu posters? Who, me? I have something that's not quite a waifu card that I want to show you guys, but also not quite a poster. I'll show you guys when we get there. So maybe you won't have to be fully disappointed. No dojins hidden. It's a gamble, Gio. It's like gambling. Go big or go home. I guess. I just, you know, when I had that tin can as a kid, the Kaiba tin can, and I think it had like 8 packs in it, give or take. Back then, I feel like when I opened packs, there wasn't so much repetitiveness. I felt like each card was like an exciting new card. Granted, this was like a long time ago, right? So my memory may not be accurate, but I'm pretty sure it felt more exciting as a kid to open these packs. Dang, doesn't watch. Oh no, stream dead? Is the stream dead? I don't see it dead on my end, I don't think. It might just be because I stopped putting packs in front of the screen. Let me see. Alright, testing. I got a pack in front of the screen again. It's okay now? Oh, okay. That's good. Shit. Maybe I should hurry up then before it does die for reals. Because again, like I said, I didn't connect the Ethernet because that's a tangled mess. Reckless Greed. Oh my god, let me go to the other screen real quick. Okay, yeah. A Legendary Ocean. Yatagarasu, so 3 doubles so far. Bazu the Soul Eater, another double. Gore's the Emissary of Darkness. I'm pretty sure this is the first time. Requires 2 sacrifices, 2700 attack. Pretty cool, not nostalgic. Curse of the Masked Beast. This card ritual summons the Masked Beast. I don't know what that is. If it would have been like for summoning Magician of Black Chaos, then I would have been like, okay, I know what that is at least. Dust Tornado is a nostalgic old school card for sure. Insect Imitation again. And Magic Drain, which is, it looks so like Dark Souls, Elden Ring-esque. I have a big pile of cards here, man. I'm like tossing them all into the same pile and it's crazy. Alright, dudes. I think I have one more. Oh, jeez. I'm like moving the mic. Okay, this is the last Yu-Gi-Oh pack. Ta-da! Everything. I have like such a mess of packs over here that I couldn't tell where the unopened pack was for a second. Even though I did actually keep it organized and to the left, but. Book of Taiyo again. Barrel Behind the Door. I think that's a double. I think we got that again. Gravekeeper's Assailant. Gillosaurus. Looks cool. Buster Blader! Finally, something nostalgic. I feel like Joey either used this card or this card was like the first card in a Joey deck that I got growing up. Don't remember the exact details, but this was definitely in one of the boxes growing up. appropriate again. It's sad that Buster Blader is like the best thing I got. Because it's like nostalgic, but not nostalgic enough. Lightning Blade. Gemini Elf again. Okay, guys, so I don't know if we're gonna do Yu-Gi-Oh card unboxings again. I would do it again, this type of video stream, whatever, if I had Legend of the Blue Eyes White Dragon packs instead. But I feel very unconfident that I'll find real ones of those. And they're also very expensive. I think they're expensive regardless of whether they're real or fake. Them packs are pretty weak with dupes. They are really weak with dupes. Alright, guys. I should have brought like a garbage can with me or something. That way I could tidy up before I move on to the next thing. But, this is what the Digimon cards look like. Digimon 2-player starter set, first edition, yada yada. I was going to originally buy them new, but they have like a set like cards in them. It's not random. So I figured I could just buy it used, no big deal. So there's no, surprises here. I kind of know what's in it. You guys could easily look up what's in it as well, but you're about to see. A lot of the old school cards, though, that's what I wanted. So my idea with this is, if anybody has ever talked to Digimon with me, you guys probably know that I like to promote the very first Digimon game, Digimon World, that was on PlayStation 1, where you're bringing a lot of Digimon back to, like, the city. They kind of have amnesia. And that game was challenging, because your Digimon die a lot, and you have to raise them back from an egg. They turn into Sukamon a lot. You have to take them to the toilet a lot, feed them. It's very unclear how to evolve them if you're not using a guide, which I never did as a kid. A lot of confusion, a lot of, like, luck. But I did enjoy the game, even though it was, like, almost impossible. And in that game, you can collect cards. There's a guy in, like, these plains not far from a factory, and he sells in-game Digimon cards with in-game currency. And, some of the newer games have the same thing where you could buy in-game cards, battle in-game with them, yada yada. So anyway, my idea with this is that I kind of want to buy some Digimon cards and have the same cards that were available in that first Digimon World game. Kind of like build the same collection that your NPC has, if that makes sense. Because that was like I don't want to say that's my dream as a kid, because dream is a big word. But that was one of my hopes as a kid, that I would have the same collection as that character in Digimon World and have like every card in real life that you could get in-game. And I figured this was like a good way to kind of start that. Alright, some of the cards are still in the box. Alright, I got them all. Alright, so first up we got Saber Leomon, holographic. I don't know much about this Digimon. I do know who Leomon is. I don't think this evolution was in the Digimon World PS1 game. Most likely is in the newer Time Stranger game. Hercules Kabuterimon, also holographic. Digivolve, I had this as a kid. I had like 4 Digimon cards as a kid, and they were all because either somebody gave them to me or I found them in the recess yard. And this was like one of those random cards that I just like came across. But this one's a lot cleaner than what I had, because what I had was very like wear and maybe possible tear. A lot of Digivice cards, which I'm just gonna, kind of put to the side. Some Power Blast cards. I don't know what these do. This one has Gatomon on it, so it's kind of cute. I'm not actually looking to play the game, so a lot of these cards are kind of like irrelevant. Digivolving cards, whatever they are. I care more for the cards that actually have like the Digimon's name on them, I guess. Like this one doesn't say that it's Vaidmon. It just has like an effect. And then you got these weird CD cards, which I'm also just gonna like put these next to also to the side. That's in there. Skull Meramon. That's pretty brolic, dude. Wargreymon. I don't think I don't remember if he was in the game as somebody you could bring back to the city. I know Garurumon was. But they did have ultimates in the game that you could evolve up to ultimates, but not megas. So maybe he was in the PS1 game. Mammothmon, I don't remember being in the game, but that's all good. Bakemon was in the game. He was in this haunted mansion. Pretty easy to bring him back to the city. I don't remember what he does in the city, though. I don't know if he... I think he just kind of floated around in the city square once you bring him back. Wizardmon. Apemon. Devimon. Candlemon. A lot of these I don't think were in the city. In File City and Digimon World. But some of them, like Devimon, might have been like field NPCs that you could battle. Pukumon. Marine Devimon. I didn't even know this existed. A marine version of Devimon. Shit. Zudomon! Octomon. A lot of these I know more so from like the newer game than the older game, which is kind of ironic that I know these retro cards from a new game instead of the retro game. Old school cards, I had the Hercules Cafeteria. Right? They're so awesome that they're old school. I'm gonna buy more of these, but I'm gonna buy them, you know, like individually, just so I could get what I want and not, you know, borderline gamble it. Dolphmon. Skullgreymon. So apparently Skullgreymon appears later in the Digimon World game. So I don't remember what he does when you bring him back to the city. I did bring everybody back to the city in one playthrough because I got lucky and somehow unexpectedly got Vademon, which ended up being really powerful. But yeah, Okuamon. But since I ended up like, when I got Vademon, I like somehow speedran the second half of the game basically. I took out like almost every Digimon using Vademon. So I only remember like the first half of the game clearly, because that was what I struggled for, and I remember the struggle more than the speedrun. Pixiemon should have been in that first game. Triceramon. Mega Kabuterimon. Geckomon. Starmon. Tortomon. Otawamon. Gatsumon. I feel like Gatsumon is like the most recurring character in like the recent games that you could convert. Like whenever conversion has reached the max, I feel like Gatsumon is one of the ones that I can make. Which gets annoying after a while, but whatever. Rockmon. Chimeramon. I feel like this, you know, even though I played Time Traveler and I got like almost every Digimon Digivolution, and I played the Cyber Sleuth games and got all the Digivolutions, I feel like I still barely recognize so many of these. Musyamon. What kind of even name is that? Dokugumon. Okay, so I got a spider story for you guys. So this morning I woke up, and it was around 8 a.m., so it was already kind of like light out, give or take. It was still kind of gray, but kind of light. And I swear to God, I saw a giant spider crawling around my ceiling. It was all black. It didn't look like a real spider, though. It looked like a ghost. It looked like it didn't have a fully physical form. It didn't look like it had the hairs that a spider have. It looked more smooth. But it was like a spider shape. It was moving the way a spider would, and it was on my ceiling. And then I was watching it. I stayed watching it as I grabbed my glasses. I turned away for like a second to make sure I got my glasses correctly. And I put on my glasses and the spider was gone. So I'm pretty sure that was a ghost shaped like a spider. And that wasn't my first time seeing a ghost shaped like a spider in my room. And anybody who talks to me a lot has heard like other ghost stories involving my bedroom. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was weird. I was trying to look it up. And I couldn't find anything about it because Ghost Spider apparently is also a Marvel series and also a real life type of spider that's white. So it's hard to look up ghost spiders and see what their lore is, what their intentions are, what they symbolize, why the hell I saw one. Kunemon! I remember he's like one of the early Digimon you fight in the Digimon World game. I feel so bad that I don't remember what they do in the city a lot of these. Centaurmon I remember. Centaurmon opens up a clinic if you bring them back to the city, which is very helpful. I feel like Unimon takes part in the shop. Like 5 Digimon or so help with running a shop in the city. I think Unimon is one of them. Nanimon, I don't remember what the hell they do, but I do think they're seen running around. Angemon! Patamon. I think Patamon also helps run the shop, but I could be wrong. Ikakumon! Gomamon! Togemon! Palmon. Palmon helps run the farm, which is how you get meat for your Digimon. If I remember correctly. Kabuterimon! Tentomon! Might run the shop as well, I don't know. Garurumon! Gabumon! Birdramon! I think Birdramon flies you around places for a fee. Which is kind of helpful because, again, the game has like in-game time and your Digimon can like die and stuff. So it's good to save time, although it is costly as well. Biomon! Greymon also, I think, runs... Maybe not the shop, maybe it's the Coliseum the Greymon runs. But they run something. Agumon, I think, runs... like a shop that stores your items for you, kind of like a bank. And that's all of the Digimon cards. Hopefully you guys somewhat enjoyed that. I will definitely be trying to collect more Digimon cards, so at some point hopefully I'll be able to share what I've got. I'll read chat real quick and then we'll move on to the waifu stuff. They do have the new cards based off of Time Stranger and Cyber Sleuth. Was thinking of getting some. I didn't even know they had that. I'm not surprised that they have that because I heard that card collecting has had a big boom in general, which makes sense given that Yu-Gi-Oh had its 25th anniversary whenever that happened. I've been buying the cards. I don't know exactly if it was 2025 or 2024, but seems like it was somewhat recently. That's crazy as I know someone who had the same experience with this Ghost Spider. Yo, if you could ever share their experience with me, let me know. Because that was the second time that it's happened. It was on the ceiling, right? And the ceiling is like white, so it's easy to see. And there's like nowhere for it to hide, right? And I put on my glasses, and then it's gone. So I started looking around like, in case it was real, right? Even though I know there's no way it's real because we don't have big spiders like that out here. But I started looking around just in case, like, where did it go? It's not on my bed. It's not on the floor. You know, so it clearly didn't jump down. There's nothing for it to hide behind. It was clearly a ghost. But yeah, it's just so weird. And my friend was like, are you sure you weren't hallucinating? And I'm like, dude, I put on my glasses and I was awake, you know? Because sometimes you do kind of like, right before you wake up, you have dreams that you're waking up, but you're not fully awoken yet. But I was fucking awake, dude. You know what I mean? The fact that I put on my glasses, got out of bed, knew what time it was, I was awake. Alright, waifu cards. I'm gonna save the most recent 2 for last. So the ones that we start off with are ones that I got like months ago, maybe last summer, I don't know. But I just think I never shared them with you guys. I kind of had them to the side. So the first one is Lucy, obviously, from Fairy Tail. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, I'm also going to show you guys at the end. I probably showed you before. But I'm going to show you, like, my card book, which is too big for the screen. It's got Dark Magician, girl. But yeah, I'm going to try to show you my card book, even though it's too big for the screen. And, like, kind of how I was beginning to organize it. I got CC from... Or C2? Oh, God. To be fair, I do always call her CC instead of C2. Got C2 from Code Geass. Got Yuno Gasai from Mirai Nikki, aka Future Diary. I got Altina Orion from the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel series and its subsequent games. She's one of my favorite characters. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me unbox at least 2 figures of hers. And I'm pretty sure I have like 3 figures of her. I don't know if I ever shared or unboxed the last one, but I'm actually surprised that they have so many figures of her and not more. You know, some other characters never got a figurine and she has like 3. Because I don't know if that means like in Japan or globally if she's like the most popular character. Based on figurines, I feel like they're implying that she's probably the most popular character of the series, which would both surprise me and not surprise me. I just feel like, you know, I know a few Trails fans, and the Trails fans that I know don't talk about her as much. So it kind of that's what surprises me, that, you know, her popularity might be what it is. She's definitely one of my favorites. We got Shenhe from Genshin. Got some side opie, some booty, basketball themed. Super hot. Shout out to Wiggles. I will probably timestamp and share this with him later. I think, yeah, it says it on the card. This is Sayu from Higehiro. You know what's crazy about Higehiro? It has like, I think 10 or 11 volumes so far. And I think some of the volumes came out in the West recently. And it's still not caught up with the anime. Like, the anime was only 12 episodes, but those 11 volumes pretty much cover the 12 episodes. Granted, the anime did leave out some stuff. But usually when you have like a 12 episode anime, it only covers like 4 volumes. So I'm surprised that the anime covered like pretty much almost borderline possibly the entire series with just 12 episodes, despite the number of volumes. Got a Wanhee card. I actually wasn't going to share this, but my hand moved quickly and I threw it in front of the camera. So there you go. I'm sure nobody is surprised that I have that if they talk to me frequently. I have to ask them. Okay, I tried to check chat. Nothing new. I don't know who this is. If anybody knows who this is, feel free to tell me. This is one of the freebies that just came with another card that I actually ordered. So yeah, some sort of 2 buns girl with glasses who's drinking a beer apparently, even though she looks too young for beer. I'm gonna hide my second Wanhee card. But I'll admit that I have it. Roxy Magurdia from Mushoku Tensei. Another Shenhe card with some big booty. Elisa Reinford from the Trails of Cold Steel series and its subsequent games yet again. She was like my favorite Cold Steel character because, you know, blonde plus opie. Although, like, her personality is just, like, okay. I'm not a big fan of the tsundere, but she was my favorite Cold Steel character. Because, you know, the game has a lot of other series that kind of go with it, like Trails of Zero and Azure and Trails in the Sky. This is... damn, I forget her name. It starts with a K. Kwon, I think? Kuon. From Utaraware Ru Mono. It's a mouthful. But it has an anime. I don't recommend watching the anime, even though I don't think I tried it. But I recommend the visual novels. It's a trilogy of visual novels. The first game is okay. I actually started with the second game, which kind of introduces new characters, but then the characters from the first game kind of do come back into the second game as like side support characters. But yeah, the second and third game are like really freaking awesome. The first game is worth playing if you want to get more of the background of some of the other characters you're introduced to. Really good series. It's like fantasy. I don't want to spoil too much, but it does become a a little more sci-fi down the line while remaining mostly fantasy. So if you like those types of things, plus romance, harems, comedy, all the tropes that come with harems, lollies, and milfs, and all the variety, really good series. Very perverse, good series. Got a official from Genshin. This is one of the ones that I purchased recently. It was like $5. I don't know why I started thinking about official again, but I started thinking about her and I looked up the card and it's very hot. I think I showed on my previous videos two or three official cards. None of them were quite as hot as this one. This one has more Opie action going on than the other official cards that I had, so yeah, I like this. And then this is an Anzu Mazaki, aka Taya Gardner card that I got recently. I was struggling to find a lot of merch of her. Like, there's really nothing. There's like, you can't really find posters, figurines, cards. Some of the cards that I did find, a lot of them looked like AI art. This, who knows, may or may not be, I'm not sure. But yeah, this was the only one I actually purchased. And I showed screenshots of the other cards that I saw. I sent the screenshots to like Sushi and Saru. But yeah, this is the one that I purchased because I was under the impression that it's most likely more real of an art quality. I don't know for sure, but whatever. Either way, I wanted a Taya card. This one was decent. I got it. Boom, bam. And the Taya card came with this. I don't know who it is. I do know that they are from Final Fantasy, apparently. I'm guessing maybe the Final Fantasy 14 MMORPG. I haven't played Final Fantasy 16 yet, even though I own it, so I'm not sure if they're from there. But yeah, some sort of Final Fantasy character, Mont Leonis. And now, the last thing that I have to share with you guys. All looking pretty AI. All of the cards are just the Anzu card. You gotta head to work? Alright, XYZ, thanks for stopping by. Yo, dude. I mean, you know, to be fair, like, I think I told you, Saru, that I try to block AR from getting through at, like, my Pixiv settings. But it still gets through. And I do find that it's kind of 50-50 in terms of, like, me liking art. Like, I definitely do like AI art. I don't want to support it, but sometimes it is pretty fucking clean, you know? And pretty and hot. So, you know, it is what it is. I try not to support it, but sometimes you can't help but be like, shit, it's hot. What am I going to do? Alright, so the next thing that I have 3 of. I thought that these were going to be trading cards, and they're not. They're like photos. Literal photos. Like, I don't know what photo sizes are, but it's the size of a photo. It would go in a photo frame quite easily. So this is Inakurin. I believe she's Japanese. She does live streams of like JRPGs and stuff, I think. She is a cosplayer from Japan. She has millions of followers on Instagram. Yeah. I'm a big fan for obvious reasons. This is a super hot twin tail photo with, you know, the cleavage going on. Shout out to my boy Toby, who enjoys twin tails. I'll probably try to timestamp and share this with him. It's my boy from Germany, Toby. I got an Inakurin with... I don't know if she was trying to cosplay Rem, because it's the Rem hair color, and I think Rem has that pink, like, accessory in the hair. I don't know. And then maybe some random pajamas. I don't know, dude. But it's hot, so and it was... These things, I bought them like a year ago. They were pretty cheap. They might have been between $5 to $10. So that's another reason why I bought them. I'm a fan of hers. I thought they were trading cards. I'm fine with photos, whatever. And they were very affordable, easy to spend money on. And I don't know what the hell this is. It has like an Overwatch vibe. Yeah, you know, if I ever see like photos or cards of her doing cosplay I'm familiar with, I should probably buy those. She does, like, on her YouTube, I know there was one YouTube video where she shared, like, her cosplay closet, like, some things from it, and one of them was Golden Darkness from Tolovru. So she does do some cosplays that I know. And I commented on that video and I got a heart as a reply. So hell yeah, I got a heart. But yeah, cool photos that I should probably frame at some point. Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. Not gonna lie, I thought that would take 30 minutes. Although I did have a suspicion that it might take an hour, especially since I like to stop and tell stories every now and then, which I think makes things more fun. Let me know, Saru, and maybe I'll ask XYZ later, but let me know what you think of the overall stream quality, because, you know, I didn't have the Ethernet plugged in, so that might make things slower. I'm in a different room, which isn't going to have as good sound quality. And, you know, I expected the lighting to be better today, but it is cloudier than I thought. So yeah, I don't know. Just let me know about the visuals, the sound, things like that. That way I could kind of decide if I want to do my next like unboxing stream here, if this is still a good setting, or if I want to try to move it like back into my bedroom or somewhere else that might have better visual or sound quality, depending. But if this got the job done, then this is what's easier to set up, at least. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. I know I've probably said this a million times and I haven't come through yet, but I am gonna eventually do the Yuri manga tier maker. I do have all the notes. I have kept careful track of the notes of like what I've read, what I thought about those series, things like that. It's just a matter of like me collecting, because I'm like, I don't know. Like if I were to just show you guys the cover of the manga and just talk for a minute while just showing you the cover, I could make the video a lot more quickly. But I'm pretty neurotic. I want to collect the photos, the better images, have a better edited video, and that's what's slowing me down. Even though I'm not even going to talk about much, I'm only going to talk about maybe like 10 GL series, give or take, which is nothing considering that my last video talked about like 50 GL series. But yeah, I am going to try to continue doing videos and streams when I can, is what I'm trying to say. My channel is not dead. It is not frequent, but it is not dead. So feel free to look forward to more. It was real good besides the one hiccup, which may have just been me. I'm sure it wasn't just you. Even though, you know, I mean, the only other person here that could have said anything was XYZ. I know Jacob said hi, but I think they disappeared after a while. But yeah. Thanks for watching, Saru. Hopefully other people get to check out the VOD later. Because like I said, I know Sushi was hoping to see it, and I know there are probably other people who would appreciate seeing it as well. And hearing my voice again, because I know I had some voice fans. I think I finished at a good time. My mom is back home from visiting grandma. So yeah, time for me to tidy up. I will talk to you on Discord, Saru. I'm going to be home again tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know if I'll start working on some videos tomorrow or do something. If I do, you know, as always, I'll let you know ahead of time when my next stream is, so we could collaborate and hopefully have you here. Alright, everybody. Until next time.